Here, he comes out early to show that he's ready. Get a three-point play that way by scoring and going to the line, or after the steal by Devin George, you can sprint, give yourself numbers, and then get in the right place at the right time so Peyton can find you. Kobe spotting up for the downtown three-pointer.
Not a good start by the T-Wolves. They have more turnovers than field goals. 5 turnovers, 4 field goals, and again pressure from the Lakers. Here is Sprewell, Latrell Sprewell, and that is his second bucket. He has 4 points. That stops the 8-0 run. Lakers lead by 6.
Well, he's going to have to be the guy to create the offense right now. With Garnett out, he's going to have to either get his shot or shots for the other people.
O'Neal looking to go glass. Johnson with the long outlet. Here's Hassel. He's able to shed. Bryant takes all the way. Back comes Bryant.
Those are shots. When you get 2-on-1 opportunities, you must make those layups. George with the 3.
And now Sprewell able to handle. Sprewell. A save by Peyton, and he stepped out of bounds. And Peyton has to be careful. He was hit with a technical earlier this first quarter.
Just to follow up on Mike, what he talked about with Flip Saunders, the tempo of this game. They want to get early shots at the basket. Flip told us today they're a mid-range shooting team. We might as well take them early in the clock and not let the Lakers get set.
Hassel. Nice move by Trenton Hassel.
And if it looks like Latrell Sprewell is kind of asserting himself more than we normally see, he is, because he realizes with Kevin Garnett on the bench, Kevin Garnett starts the offense, finishes the offense, gets other guys shots. Somebody's got to play that role.
And Dick Bavetta with a 3-second violation call.
Well, you have to be happy right now if you're Minnesota. You've weathered a couple surges here. You've been on the ropes a little bit, down 17-9. Flip takes a timeout. He gets a couple stops. They come down, get a couple scores. So hanging around is what he talked about doing, not letting the Lakers make them play from behind the entire night.
Even more importantly, hanging around with Kevin Garnett on the bench.
Whoa, look out. Serbiak went down and then threw it away. It's been an adventure for the Timberwolves to bring that ball across midcourt. Nice pass inside. Peyton for O'Neal. Shaquille O'Neal with the bucket, and he was fouled by Irvin Johnson.
I'm not sure if Shaq knew he was going to be able to make it to the rim that time, because he took off from farther out than he's normally used to doing. Then once he got airborne, he knew he had to get there somehow. There you see him trying to fly.
And that is the 4th assist for Gary Payton. Lakers 7 assists on their... O'Neal, beautiful pass thrown by Fisher.
That's kind of a little misdirection right there. Start to go one way, get the ball back. Well, all that's happening, Shaq's getting ready to get his position. Once they break the angle and have the right passing angle, then the entry pass is easy.
They double up on Sprewell, and a timeout is called. Sprewell had a call for time because he was in trouble.
Well, Flip has already had to use a 20 and 2 timeouts in this period, just try to keep his team in the game.
Next line, please, Jason.
FODPC.
Good. Now the line below it.
DPLTC.
Now the bottom one.
ZOL. Doc, I can't see when you're doing that.
Oh, I'm sorry.
CFT.
Thanks, Mr. Kidd.
Richard, your car's being towed. What?
What? Oh.
Hey! It's my car.
Crowd, they wanted Shaq to take it right at Oliver Miller. Here is Karl Malone. And Dick Bavetta with the call, a loose ball foul, and apparently a double foul now being indicated. Looks like Oliver Miller and Devin George have been assessed the fouls. Now Devin George thought that he was the one who was fouled. He couldn't believe that he was also being charged. And you hear the reaction from this crowd. Lakers have been called for 10 fouls in the second quarter. Minnesota for 4. 5.5 to go in the first half. Serbiak and Miller called for the illegal screen as he ran Rick Fox, who had just checked in. So Oliver Miller with foul number 4.
We've already heard Matson be called the designated screener. Well, there you see Miller. He's the guy that just kind of headhunts defensive guys. Go screen him, set back fix on him, try to open up shots for your teammates.
Rick Fox played only 5 minutes in Game 5. O'Neal on the lob from Payton.
Now Shaq orchestrated that whole play. He was pointing to the corner, throw it to the corner. He was going to roll with a lock and lob there. You got to know that's coming when that ball goes to the corner.
And apparently that last call just a moment ago was not a double foul. They changed it. It was only Devin George called for the foul. So Miller has 3, not 4, though the indication was given of a double foul. They made a change. Garnett fires with the shot clock running down. And now a loose ball foul. It has been a foul festival here in the second quarter. And that is number 4 on Miller. So 4 in 4 minutes of play for Oliver Miller.
Look at Shaq pointing to his teammate. Throw the ball to the corner because I've got it worked out with Payton that I'm going to spin. He's going to throw it to the front of the rim. I'm going to catch and finish.
Well, Oliver Miller's been in the league long enough to know that when that ball goes to the corner, you can't let Shaq roll off of you like that. That's a set play. He's either going to roll out or he's going to go screen on the ball.
4.5 remaining in this first half. Minnesota now has 4 team fouls. Lakers have been over the limit for almost this entire second quarter. Payton, nice move. Lakers in possession. They lead by 7. They've had to go without Kobe Bryant for a good portion of the second quarter after he picked up a 3rd foul. Serbiak with the rebound. Martin met by Fox and resets. Eric Martin is actually the backup to the backup at point guard. He's in there because Troy Hudson has been sitting out after undergoing knee surgery. Serbiak for 3. Wally Serbiak from downtown, and the Wolves are within 4.
Well, Rick Fox is in there to try to bang him around, to use his physical approach. But when Wally's on the move and he creates space, Fox cannot handle him.
T-Wolves with their first 3-point attempt. Coming up on 3 minutes to play in the half. Malone, it counts, and the foul.
Have been shopping around. There's stars an underdog hero who overcomes huge obstacles to beat the odds. In 24 minutes, Minnesota could be facing elimination or welcoming the Lakers back to Minneapolis for Game 7.
And this has been an angry crowd here at Staples in Los Angeles. Lakers have a 2-point lead as we head to the second half, and that anger directed toward the foul calls that have been made against the Lakers. As we welcome you back, Marv Albert, Doug Collins, the czar, Mike Fratello. Let's take a look at our Gatorade X Factor of the game.
Well, without question, the X factor tonight is the personal fouls called on both teams, because early on we saw Kevin Garnett go to the bench with 2 quick ones. He had to sit the remainder of the first quarter, but most notably the Lakers. Shaquille O'Neal with 4, Kobe Bryant with 3.
Now 29 points for Minnesota in the second quarter. 16 of the points have come on free throws, 13 on field goals. Doug, how is your checklist shaping up?
Well, the Lakers got up to a great start. They got out and pressured the ball. They forced 7 turnovers in the first period for 13 points. Since then, it's been all Minnesota. The points off turnovers still the Lakers. Offensive rebounds go to the Lakers, to Minnesota. Actually have outscored them 11-1 on second chance points, plus 7 total rebounds, and the free throw line. The key was at the 9+ minute mark of that second period, they started shooting free throws. Latrell Sprewell 11 for 11 from the line.
On a look at tonight's Dodge game summary. Shooting percentages. Lakers at 49 on 18 of 37. Minnesota, as we mentioned, not doing it from the field, just 12 for 34, 35%, but doing it at the free throw line, and you see points in the paint for the Lakers. Let's check in with Craig Sager. Craig?
Well, Marv, during the halftime talk, no talk about the officiating by Phil Jackson, the coaching staff, to his players. He says, forget about what's going on, about the fact they made so many free throws. You guys have to rise above it. The big statistic, second chance points, Timberwolves 11, Lakers 1. As for Shaq being out there with the 3 fouls, The comment was, those are the chances that Phil Jackson sometimes takes. And Phil said to Shaq, you have to move your feet. Cheryl?
Craig Cotondo says that he feels very fortunate that his team is only down by 2 points, considering that KG was in foul trouble in the first quarter. He said the second half we really have to concentrate on making his shots. I asked him about his running dialogue with Jack Nicholson. He said, look, I told Jack he needs to relax. I'm not going to give him any CPR.
And it appears it was Flip who was trying to relax Jack Nicholson. So the third quarter is underway. Here's Derek Martin, and Martin is able to knock it down to tie the game at 48.
See if we see the same type of aggressive Laker team that came out to start the game, or two very tentative superstars for the Lakers watching very cautiously that they don't commit another foul.
Here is Malone. And Minnesota with a chance to take the lead for the first time since early on. Garnett over Malone. Phil Jackson has Gary Payton, Kobe Bryant at the guard, Shaquille O'Neal, Karl Malone, and Devin George up front. Bryant got off to the good start and then had to take a seat after getting in foul trouble. Malone, Garnett on the rebound.
Malone trying to get the foul too much, didn't concentrate on making the shot.
And Hassel able to swing his way in on Bryant, who did not want to risk contact.
It's a smart play. From Kobe's standpoint, you cannot get a foul on that play. And from Shaq's standpoint, you have to be very careful now when you wheel in there of picking up an offensive foul.
Minnesota with a 2-point lead, trying to take this series back to the Twin Cities for a game number 7. Nice look from Malone. Shaquille Candy. Here's George with a wide open shot.
And again, no rotation. Sprewell left him, went down a double team. Nobody came over to George. They're going to force him to make shots.
Devin George just 1 for 5 from the field. Game 5, he hit his first 2, then missed his last 7. Has not shot well in this series. Sprewell. The tip by Hassel. And this represents the biggest lead of the game for Minnesota.
This is a deflated Laker team right now. There is no energy. Minnesota's the ones that are playing like it's their home court right now instead of the Lakers.
Candy forcing O'Neal further out, but Shaq able to go glass. T-Wolves 54, Lakers 52.
Remember now, Minnesota tied for the best road record in the NBA with Indiana, 27-14. This is a team very capable of winning on the road. They've won some big games, especially coming down the stretch to give them the best record in the Western Conference.
And they won on the road in the Denver series and in the series against Sacramento, Minnesota, without Sam Cassell once again with the sore back and the sore hip. Here is Sprewell for 3. Comes to Garnett. Kevin Garnett in the right spot. Minnesota leads 56-52.
Give credit to Hassel that time because he made the hustle play. He's the guy that ran behind Karl Malone and knocked the ball free, and then they resulted with a second shot opportunity.
Now what's up with the Lakers' defensive rebound?
Bryant off the spin. Malone able to chase it down. Nice pass. Malone to O'Neal.
You're giving him 2 easy baskets, a dunk, a little screen roll action, that time a layup. Those just feed into Shaq having a monster game.
Malone able to knock it aside. So the Timberwolves will have 14 on the shot clock. We saw a moment ago Sam Cassell cheerleading on the Timberwolves bench. We asked Flip Saunders if there is a game 7, would Sam be able to play? He said only if he's 90% back defensively. Here's Sprewell. Shot clock out of 4. And the call on Garnett. That is number 3.
Now, of his 3 fouls, 2 of them are offensive fouls or of the loose ball variety here. Kevin should have just let this ball go out of bounds. The shot clock is winding down. It was at 3. The little shove, the little move there by Karl Malone said, you know what, you've been blowing the whistle all night. Give us this call. Now, that's 3 on Garnett.
Lakers in possession, now trailing by 2. They've led by as many as 13 points. Payton with room. And a follow by George.
Points, things like that wind up winning big games for you.
You bet. Anytime you can get an extra opportunity in a score like that, especially if it's Derek Martin.
Bryant. Oh, what a move. He had a hang and then pump and then was able to bank it home.
I think you see Minnesota trying to keep the pace of the game up. They do not want to get into a half-court game where the Lakers can lock into them. Keep it in an open floor game.
Foul on Payton, that is his second.
Kobe Bryant, one of the rare athletes that has the ability to create and make most difficult shots. Most guys would have been down on the floor by that time. He's able to go up, almost come down, still have enough strength to get it up on the glass.
5.5 to play in this third quarter. The game tied at 58. Garnett, yes. Good look by Kevin Garnett.
You know the number that jumps out at me at the stat sheet right now? The Lakers are being out-rebounded by 13 rebounds. Last time we were in here, Game 4, they were up 21 on the boards after 3. Malone and Shaq had out-rebounded the whole Minnesota team after the third quarter.
Bryant, the shot clock down to 4. And the open opportunity. Payton comes up short. That hit the rim. Apparently, it did graze it. Here's Payton from the other side. And O'Neal able to get to it. Payton rejected by Garnett.
Well, Payton really looking to get involved there. 3 shots on that possession. Had a bad play by Derek Martin forcing the action. But Payton 0 for 3 on that possession.
And this isn't an accident. Right now, George is 2 for 6. Payton's 2 for 9. And you're watching them, you're saying, you know what? They're wide open. There's a reason for that. Minnesota's not rotating to them. They want them to take the shots until they make enough to make them make an adjustment.
O'Neal. Kid O'Neal with
Went 11 for 11 from the free throw line, but defensively, he also is finding ways to score. The steal, then full court by himself, come off that little curl action to the elbow. He hits the 15-foot jump shot. Another terrific outing by Latrell Sprewell.
Let's check in with Cheryl Miller. Cheryl?
Thanks a lot, Marv. Well, Latrell Sprewell told me before the game that since Game 2 that he's really tried to come out with the mentality that Sam Cassell won't be able to play. He said injuries are a part of the playoffs. He said we just simply have to fight through it. It was interesting at halftime. He said Sam Cassell with Derek Fisher making the big 3 right there. He said Sam Cassell said, look, we have to keep fighting. Eventually the Lakers will break down. Just continue to do what we do. He said the pressure is squarely on the Lakers, guys.
All right, Cheryl, with 2:15 remaining now in this third quarter, it's a 1-point Minnesota lead. Garnett had it knocked away. And last touch by the Lakers.
Remember back in the last game, Garnett made an adjustment to how he was being played. Caught it, he made one quick move and elevated and shot over the top rather than double fakes in each direction.
T-Wolves have 5 on the shot clock. Fred Hoiberg is checking back in. He'll replace Derek Martin.
Derek Martin did a nice job for them in that period. You know, after a sluggish start, he had some big shots when they needed them.
Garnett has to fire. Oh, scores! Kevin
Took off awkwardly, he limped coming back down the floor.
They try to surround Bryant. There's Payton. Payton with the follow with 6/10 of a second remaining in the quarter. And for 3, Minnesota 68, Los Angeles.
The idea now is Serbiak must get back to his man. He hangs a little bit too long thinking about Kobe Bryant. He cannot close out on Rush. Fishes the next pass in the corner in case Rush doesn't like it. What a huge basket by Kareem Rush.
Kareem Rush 4 of 4 from beyond that 3-point line. He has 12 points. That's his playoff career high. Fan of defense from the crowd as Hoiberg shoots. Rebounded by Matson. Sprewell passed on the 3. Sprewell, yes. It's a 1-point game. Lakers 71, the T-Wolves 70.
Another loose ball hustle play by Minnesota to give them a second chance. They're shooting under 42% and still find a way to stay in this game.
O'Neal drawing the double. Here is Bryant. Malone from Bryant. And obviously Kobe's game has changed because of the foul trouble. He is very fearful of contact.
That time they start the ball on one side of the floor, the Lakers. They reverse it just to get the ball in the hole to Shaq.
Sprewell had it knocked free. Malone with Fisher. Hoiberg back. Malone taps it to Fisher. He wanted to check and see who was in bounds.
Trying to throw an alley-oop to Karl Malone. I'm not sure that's what he wanted on the break.
That 2-on-1 did not work. And here is Bryant. Kobe very quiet in the second half. It's only a second field goal in the second half. Lakers with a 5-point advantage.
And this crowd got all excited when Kareem Rush hit that three. They really got into the game.
Here's Garnett. And the foul on O'Neal. For Shaq, it is number 5.
Now, what does Phil Jackson do? Almost 9 minutes to go here. Shaq has 5. Looks like he's a little fatigued. It's a big play here as Garnett goes to the basket, gets the bump. A little interject.
In the first half. Here is Serbiak firing. Now Fisher pushes it down. Fisher accelerates, sets it up for Medvedenko. Beautiful play by Derek Fisher.
Oftentimes, Fisher makes that play and winds up trying to take the shot himself. That time, great decision, giving it up.
77-72 Lakers. They trap Sprewell. Able to get it to Garnett. And another foul on Malone and a technical foul. Karl Malone upset about that call. Technical foul on Karl Malone.
Wait a minute. There's some confusion here. The officials may have called a second technical foul on Kobe Bryant.
Apparently, they will sort it out over at the official scorers table, but a second technical was called, and it appears that it was on Kobe Bryant.
Can't believe it. He's coming over to... He's just outraged. He can't believe the call was made.
And the foul on Malone is number 4.
And Marv, this is how Minnesota got back into the game in the second period, getting to the free throw line.
Lakers now lead 77-74. The next foul on the Lakers puts them over the limit. That's number 4 on Garnett. It has been a wild one here at Staples. 4 apiece on Garnett and Olowokandi. Miller also with 4. For the Lakers, 5 on Shaq, 4 on George and Malone. Bryant with 3.
Going screen roll now. They're going to try to get Malone rolling out or Kobe going to the basket.
Beautiful move.
Turnovers, 15 for Minnesota, 29 Laker points. And that is the difference in the game. The pressure and the turnovers have killed Minnesota.
Here is Rush again. Having a career night. 5 for 5 from downtown. And the Lakers lead 82-74. Go to Cheryl Miller. Cheryl?
Thanks a lot, Marvel. Out of that last timeout, Flip Saunders very upset with his team. He said, defensively, look, guys, Shaq's not in the game. Who do you think the Lakers are going to go to? He's not happy with that last three-pointer by Kareem Rush, but he said, offensively, let's continue to push the ball, be aggressive. Sam Cassell screaming at the top of his lungs, guys, you got to believe.
Well, Kareem Rush has been an unlikely hero. Martin just lost it. Medvedenko took it out of his hands. Lakers have Fisher and Rush in the backcourt. Bryant is up front with Medvedenko and Malone. Backdoor pass for Rush. Sprewell. Rebounded by Fisher.
You know, Kareem Rush, to me, he's shades of what Brian Shaw did to Portland in here in the Lakers' first championship. They were down in Game 7, Western Conference Finals against Portland by 13 or 14 in the fourth quarter. He had 5 threes to change that.
Malone, so that is number 5 on Karl Malone.
Karl Malone getting tangled up with Garnett. Now watch his arms. Continue to watch the arms here as Malone starts to go out. There, he takes the arm of Garnett, wipes it off him. It's a bad foul to pick up.
5 apiece on Malone and O'Neal. Just under 6 minutes remaining on the fourth. Sprewell. Strong move by Latrell Sprewell, who has 25 points.
You don't have Shaquille O'Neal. You have Karl Malone with 5 fouls. Who's going to protect the front of the rim?
Nobody, and they've gone to small ball. Minnesota, they've got their shooters on, and Garnett's playing center, and here comes Shaq, so Phil must have heard you.
6-point Laker lead. They double up on Bryant. Medvedenko from Malone.
That was not an easy shot, by the way, that Medvedenko just made, but thinking ahead one step. When Shaquille comes in, and now I see Madsen at the table, I was just going to say, who does Shaq wind up playing with this group on the floor? But the answer will be Madsen.
Garnett. And a foul against Minnesota as Malone took the shot.
I think what we're going to see here in the last 5 minutes too is I think we're going to see the hack of Shaq off the ball. They're down 8 right now. Shaq is struggling from the line. We see the rebound by Karl Malone and the foul. Let's keep our eye now. They've got Madsen in the game. Will he start fouling Shaq off the ball as soon as they get into the penalty?
Foul on Serbiak with Shaq on the bench. Lakers still managed to outscore the T-Wolves 9-4 thanks to Kareem Rush. Fisher trying to get the step. Sprewell setting up against Bryant. Sprewell. And here comes Fisher with 4.5 remaining. In this fourth quarter, 8-point Laker lead. Rush. Bryant for 3. Garnett able to haul it down. T-Wolves have had their chances. Sprewell with a nice pass. Madsen, yes, and the foul. It's on Medvedenko. Lakers. Medvedenko being challenged to shoot and scores. Garnett stepped away and said, take the shot.
How about you look at the stats, right? Rush and Medvedenko, 9 for 10 shooting tonight.
Medvedenko 3 of 3 from the field in this fourth quarter. And the T-Wolves give it right back.
The last game, Doug, those same 2 guys, Rush and Medvedenko, 2 for 6 combined from the floor.
Lakers with a 7-point lead. 3:35 remaining in the fourth. Game 6 of the Western Conference Finals. Lakers homing to Rapid and head back to the NBA Finals. T-Wolves trying to take it back home. Kareem Rush.
With Utah, he and John Stockton, Jerry Sloan, and Michael Jordan broke their hearts twice.
Karl Malone able to hang around despite the 5 fouls. 10 points, 9 rebounds, 7 assists. Again, the impressive stat line from Malone. Sprewell rebounded by Malone.
Now you're getting to the point where with 2 minutes coming up, can Shaquille O'Neal re-enter the game once again, not worry about them fouling away?
Well, you might not want him to right now. You go with your small lineup, Minnesota small, and just let him watch the rest of the game.
They're on their feet here for the Lakers. Bryant twisting his way, looking for the pre-trial hearings. Off the turnover, Lakers take it back, and as it turns out, strong performances by Kobe when he's gone from Colorado, the basketball court, and the lashing out earlier in the season between Shaq and Kobe. Phil Jackson's contract situation, all is now on hold. Up and down season. 1 point, what, they lost 9 straight on the road?
9 straight on the road, which tied a franchise record. But You know, we talked about Shaq needing to be the dominant man tonight. Mark, 25 points, 11 rebounds, only 7 of 20 from the free throw line, but he did set a tone in the paint.
Fisher not able to hit. It's picked off by Bryant. So here are the Lakers, despite the tumultuous season, headed to the NBA Finals for the 4th time in 5 years, on their way to knocking off the top seed in the West, the Minnesota Timberwolves. Standing ovation for the Lakers, who also will have some time to rest. Bryant. That was a three-point attempt, and that would have raised the roof here at Staples. Sprewell for 3. Lakers now lead 93-84.
Well, the Lakers need to shoot the ball one more time, a 6-second differential.
For the Minnesota Timberwolves, it has been a terrific season. They've been without Sam Cassell the last 3 games here in the postseason, but they set a franchise record, 58 wins. In the playoffs, knocked off Denver in 5, beat Sacramento in that dramatic 7-game series. Kevin Garnett, the most valuable player. And they will be eliminated here in LA by the Lakers.
You know, I really thought that Kevin Garnett took a huge step this year, not only being the MVP, but in critical games, the knock has always been on him. He can't come up with a big game scoring-wise or whatever. I saw Game 7, 32 points. He banked that on purpose. That's an old Michael Jordan where he used to close his eyes. He banked that on purpose.
I don't know if the T-Wolves would appreciate that, but Lakers now lead 90. They are moving on to the NBA Finals to take on the winner of Indiana and Detroit. The story tonight, when you consider the foul trouble, Shaquille O'Neal, Kobe Bryant, Karl Malone, Kareem Rush, 6 for 6 from downtown, a playoff career.
Vice President of Basketball Operations for the NBA, Stu Jackson, and the Lakers General Manager, Mitch Kupchak.
Thank you, Ernie. First, congratulations to the Minnesota Timberwolves for a great season. But it's the Lakers that once again are heading to the finals. Congratulations to the Los Angeles Lakers, the 2004 Western Conference champions.
General Manager Mitch Kupchak, put this one into words as you return to the NBA Finals.
Well, Ernie, I'd like to congratulate the Minnesota Timberwolves. You know, the best record in the West. Certainly, if not for an injury or two, it might have been a little different story. On behalf of the Buss family, the city of Los Angeles, the organization Los Angeles Lakers, we'd like to accept this trophy. The one we really want, though, is the gold one in about 10 days. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mitch. Kobe Bryant. They say that closing out a series is the toughest thing. This was tough for a number of reasons tonight. The foul trouble and the fight that Minnesota gave you. Characterize your victory here in Game 6.
No, it was a hard-fought win, and you know, we had a lot of character. And you know, our bench stepped up and played huge, man. I think everybody needs to give a round of applause to Kareem Rush because he shot the hell out of the ball.